Um, Jake Paul versus Ben Askren going down next month. They just had the official face-off or press conference yesterday. Thoughts on this? Do you think Jake Paul has a chance against a real competitor in Ben Askren?
For sure. For sure, Jake Paul has a great chance. But I will tell you one thing. If you watch the press conference, if you watch the first, 2 to 3 minutes that Jake Paul spoke, he was so nervous that his voice was quivering. Like, you could hear his breathing, against the microphone. When the first couple minutes when he's talking, he's so nervous. And you could hear it in his voice. And I think what's going to happen is, on fight night, he's going to get that adrenaline dump. He's going to gas out. Because I think he's going to be so amped to, fight a real fighter. He's going to be nervous, for sure, 100%. I think he thinks he can win. But that doesn't mean that he's not going to be nervous going into the fight night. You know, he's not fighting like another YouTuber. Ben Askren isn't known for his boxing, but he's still an Olympian, like an Olympic wrestler, Olympic medalist. He's he has the mental fortitude. You know what I mean? So I think more than likely Jake Paul's probably gonna win, but I could totally see him getting gassed out and seeing Askren winning a decision.
Okay.
I could totally see it.
Yeah, are you excited for it?
I kind of am.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think it's a good matchup. That's why.
I mean, that's the state of boxing right now.
Yeah. I mean, it tells you a lot about boxing.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm definitely interested in the fight because I don't think just because you haven't been training your entire life doesn't mean that you can't throw hands ever. And I think he's gonna win. I think he's a little more fluid with his hands than Askren is. Like everybody knows Ben Askren doesn't really have hands. I mean, Ben Askren knows he doesn't have hands. He's just not scared,
Yeah. He's a real fighter. He's a real fighter.
Huh?
He's a real fighter.
Yeah. On top of that, he's gonna get paid, right? Win or lose, he's getting paid. He's probably getting paid more than the UFC ever paid him. I don't know.
He's saying it's gonna be his biggest payday ever.
Dude, if his whole thing was just to do this for the money, then he won. Period. Right? I don't know if he has to prove anything. And if he wins, what does he do next? Right? What happens next? And then same thing, right? Same question for Jake Paul. What about him? Do we consider him a legitimate fighter now that he beat an MMA fighter that was primarily a wrestler?
Yeah, definitely give him McGregor after he beats Askren. If that happens.
So here's the thing. I looked up. I think I saw the weight class of that Jake Paul fought last time. I think it was like 195 or something like that, or 200, 205.
Okay.
Conor McGregor fights at 155.
Yeah.
Who is gonna book that fight? Before you answer, if will he do it or not? Who's gonna book that fight? No one's gonna book it. Not in America.
Yeah.
They're not gonna allow someone that's gonna fight in 2-3 weight classes above somebody.
No, but they let the greatest boxer of all time fight someone that was 0-0 before them.
That is true.
When they let Mayweather fight McGregor, he's never had a professional fight.
I wonder why they let that happen. That's actually a really good question.
Professional
did they reclassify it as because it wasn't a title fight, or because it wasn't for any sort of ranking? Or was it for ranking? I'm not sure if it was for ranking or not. It was a legitimate fight, right?
Yeah.
And they let it happen. I think that it must be that by athletic commission then.
I think now that there's MMA, we can't really. I don't know. I have an issue when people refer to boxing as a fight.
You like to hear it as a match?
Yeah, it's a boxing match. It's more of a sport than an actual fight. Closer to a sport than it is a brawl to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the Olympics, so
MMA is a fight. MMA is a fight. That's a fight. Boxing is a sport.